Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to understand a sample question related to financial statement which includes profit and loss account with balance sheet. Since it's a sample question, it means there is no adjustment present in this question. We will just going to paste these informations, these elements into our performer. In previous lecture, we have understood these four parts where right side of this performer was fixed for writing balance sheet items. As you can see, these are two parts of balance sheet. Upper part is fixed for asset side, lower part is for liabilities. In left side, you will calculate your profit or loss. How? Expense and income would be mentioned at left page. Left page will include expenses and income. If it is direct expense or direct income, you will write on upper side. If there are indirect expenses and indirect income, you will mention at lower side. So guys, our target is to pick different items present in this question and you will paste them to their appropriate places. Look, this is your question. These items are mixed items. You are required to pick each and every element from here and you will paste these items into Performa. All of these items are either asset, liability, expense or income. So you are required to place them to their relevant but accurate and appropriate place. After this brief introduction, we are now ready to solve our question. So let's begin. First is opening stock, which is part of your cost of sales. So here you will mention your opening stock. Just write down the amount, which is 8,000. Put 8,000 in front of it. After which we have purchases, which is also part of your cost. Let's write down purchase and mention its amount, which is 166,660. Okay, double six double six again double six and 0, 1 tetra 60. Let's confirm. Actually it is little blur. 6600 6600. All right, purchases. Okay, next is carriage in, which is part of direct expense. So you will go to the upper side. Here is your direct expense and you will mention carriage in. How much amount? Let's see, that is 5360. So just mention 5360 in front of carriage in. After which we have wages, again part of direct expenses. So here you will write wages. Now let's see how much amount of wages, that is 13800. One matter is very important, you will have to take care of the amount. Even a single amount will damage whole of the question. So wages 13,800. Then we have sales return. Need your attention. This is part of your direct income side. As you know, sales you have done, but due to return you will reduce your sales. So sales return would be subtracted from sales. We will see how much sale is. Sales return is 800, after which we will see how much amount of sale is. So guys, what we are doing, we are picking each and every element from here and going to place and paste them to the accurate and appropriate side. After sale return, we have carriage out. Please notice, above was carriage in and now we have carriage out, which is part of operating or indirect side. Here you will write out. Let's see how much amount of carriage out is. That is 1580. write down amount in front of it. After carriage out, we have general expenses. This is also part of operating or indirect expenses, that was carriage out general expenses. Write down in indirect side. Let's see how much amount of general expenses, that is 1280. Put amount in front of it. Then we have printing charges. This is also part of operating or indirect side. Printing charges. Let's see the amount of printing charges, which is 880. After printing charges, we have interest paid. Need your attention. This is part of your other expenses. Since you are paying interest paid, since you are paying it, so it would be considered your expense. Interest paid is 760. Put amount in front of it. Okay, next interest paid. Then we have cash in hand. Please notice cash in hand is your current asset. We are changing our position, going to balance sheet. Cash in hand. Let's see how much amount of cash in hand, that is 60,000. Put 60,000 in front of it. After cash in hand, we have cash at bank. Again, part of your current asset. Cash at bank, amount of which is 72,000. Put 72,000 in front of cash at bank. Now we have sundry debtors. Again, it is part of current asset. So sundry debtors, amount of which is 112000. After sundry debtors, we have machine. Please note machine is your fixed asset. So again you will change the position. Amount of machine is 44000. Then we have furniture. Furniture is also part of fixed asset. Amount of furniture is 12,000. Then we have building, again part of fixed asset. Amount of building is 112000. Then we have drawings, very important. Drawing, as you know that it's part of your fixed liability. We will wait for amount of capital, and drawings are subtracted from capital. Amount of drawing is 12,000. Post over here 12,000. So guys, you have noticed that all amounts present on debit side are completed. We will now focus on right side, that means your liability side or credit side. Capital 180,000, part of fixed liability. Here we have already mentioned capital. The amount of capital is 180,000. So you will come and will write 180,000 in front of capital. After capital, we have bill payable, which is part of current liability. Here you will mention bill payable. Let's see how much amount is 4,000. So just put 4,000 in front of bill payable. Then we have sundry creditors. It is again part of current liability. Creditors, persons to whom amount is payable. So it is liability. Creditors 102520. Will will have to take very much care. 102520. Let's confirm it again. Okay, then we have purchase return. Since purchase return are part of purchases, you will come over here. As you know, purchases are added and say purchase return would be subtracted. Return means decrease in purchases. So let's see how much amount of purchase return, that is 4,000. Put 4,000 over here. Then we have loan, which is also liability. So here you will come to current liability side. Loan can also be fixed liability, but since it is not mentioned, so loan 32,000 would be written in current liabilities. Then we have discount but received. You are receiving discount, so it's a good thing, favorable thing, income. You will choose your income side, and here other income would be for discount received. Let's see how much amount of discount received, that is 600. So you will mention amount in front of discount. After discount we have sales. Sale is part of direct income, already mentioned over here. Amount is 3 lakh. Look at here, I will let you know 3 lakh. So you have mentioned 3 lakh over here. Now again I need your attention. Look at here, one amount of 6,000 is written outside the trial balance. This is your trial balance or outside the question. Closing stock 6,000 is written outside the question. Now please note it down, whenever your question is written outside the question, that amount would be placed 2 times. I am repeating, if any amount is written outside the question, that amount would be written and placed 2 times. So first, closing stock is part of your cost less closing stock. Amount of closing stock is 6,000 written over here, just mention. Once it is written, you will go to current asset side. Stock is unsold item, which is your asset. So here you will mention closing stock. I have just written stock alone. So here is your closing stock, amount of which is 6,000. Just place 6,000 over here. So guys, in this way, this extra amount has also been written. And finally, what we have done, each and every element present over here is placed and posted to the appropriate place in our performer. All amounts are written. We are now ready to start our calculation. First, we will see how much total income. 3 lakh was sale, but 800 worth of goods were returned. We will subtract, mentioned over here. This is your total income, 299. Now we will see cost of sale, which will have opening stock. Then you will add purchases, 1660. Returns would be subtracted. Closing stock would also be subtracted. So guys, we have got total cost of sales, after which we have two direct expenses, 5360 and 1380, total direct expenses. Look what we have done. This is your cost of goods sold. Stock plus purchases minus closing stock. This is total cost. You are adding direct expenses. Finally, we are ready to see total cost and direct expenses, 19160. Finally, this is your direct income, 299. This is your total of direct expense, 183. We will see what result we have got. Income minus all expenses So we have got, this is our final result, which is showing what? It is either profit or loss. Now see, your income 299, expense 183. Income is more than expense. So we will finally decide that it is your profit. We have removed the loss. So after gross profit, we will go to the lower part. Look, total operating expenses. You can see that there are three expenses: 1580, 1280 and 880. This is operating expense total, and here you can mention that total cost is 3740. There is no operating income. You can see it is vacant. After we have only one other expense, which is 760, and then we have only one income, which is 600. So guys, here you are requested to please be very attentive. Look, this was your gross income, and there are four different items. Two are expenses, two are your income. Expenses would be subtracted, income would be added. So gross profit was 15380. This was your expense. It would be subtracted 370, and then again expense 760. This would be subtracted. This is your 600 income. You will add 600, and finally we have got one thing more. Let me show you. 115,380 is your gross profit, and look at here, gross profit 115,380, and our answer is matched. Second answer is net profit 111,480, and here your final answer net profit 111,480 is also matched with the answer given in the book. So guys, left page is completed. You will come over here for one adjustment. Your net profit would be added over here. The net profit you have just calculated is 111,480. Alright guys, this adjustment is also completed. We are now going to calculate our assets. Here you can see that there are three fixed assets: 44,000, 12,000 and 112,000. This is total of fixed asset. Now you will calculate total of current asset, which include four different current asset. Investment is not present, you may put 0. And finally we can calculate total of asset side, where fixed asset plus current asset, investment is not present, so we have got, look at here, total of balance sheet 418,000. So balance sheet we have got 418,000. Upper side is completed. Now we will go to calculate lower side. There are three items related to capital, and look at here, drawings are to be subtracted 12,000. Net profit is to be added, net profit to be added. So we have got sum of fixed liabilities, then you will take sum of your current liabilities, and finally there are two items, fixed liabilities and current liabilities. You will take sum, and we have got 418,000. Reserves were not present in this question, so it's 0. Now one thing is very interesting. You can see total of liability side 418,000, and total of asset side 418000, both are equalized. It means our question has been completed. I will let you know what we have done. So guys, this was your performer. Here you can see this was your first part where you have calculated gross profit. Then in lower part you have calculated your net profit. On right side, look at here, total of asset side 418, total of liability side 418000. In this way we have completed our question, and I would be showing you in little more zoom manner. This was your whole question. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Upper part was to calculate your gross profit, lower part was to calculate your net profit, and here asset side and liability side. Your asset should be equal to 418000 should be equal to your total of liability side, which is 418000. It is automatically been equalized. We have not forcefully made it equal. It was automatically been equalized. So in this way all four parts have been completed. Simply we have picked different elements present in our question and then we have placed to their accurate and appropriate places. Guys, in this way our first sample question has been completed. I'm very sure that you people have understood the criteria. It is requested you to please solve this question for 3-4 times. After solving it, if you are still feeling anything difficult, you are very open to share your problem through messages, text, or you can directly contact to share your difficulties. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your question quickly. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to end our lecture and it's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.